I don't like doing these videos where I trash other content creators, especially one that I actually like and respect and I'm subscribed to. And I'm going to talk about Spite's Corner. I'll be referring to him as Spite from here on out. Now, he made a video, very, very silly video. Not at first. It kind of made sense. It's titled "The Real Problem with Electric Motorcycles." So then, he does the intro and then he goes into the good and it's like, okay. And then he goes into the bad. And then out of nowhere, then there's the ugly. Now, we're only going to watch the beginning of the ugly, okay? This is ridiculous. Let's just go ahead and listen because I don't want to misrepresent him. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can see that I did not misrepresent Spite. All right, let's go.
Okay, we have to talk a little bit about the ugly here. And this is where, unfortunately, you cannot have this conversation with people, at least in the States, who are like really on one side or the other, because it has become this political wedge issue. So I'm going to try to avoid as much of the politics as humanly possible, but we have to start there. It's become here in the States, like, the Republican Party's like, oh, it's the Green New Deal. Oh, you can't have the Green New Deal. First of all, the Green New Deal doesn't exist. It's okay. It's okay. You're fine. Nobody's coming. No one's coming for your farting cows. The Green New Deal's not a thing. But, people have been convinced that it is because that's how our media news empires make money, is by making people angry. So, left-leaning news media is like, oh, the Republicans, they want the planet to die, and right-leaning news media is like, oh, Democrats, they want to come for your car. Okay, that's my soapbox over. I apologize if I've upset anybody. But that's the nature of the conversation here in the States. It literally has become like a dick measuring thing. And in the background, what people are missing is they're missing, that there have been studies done that show that electric bikes and cars and vehicles generally, they're not...
whatever. Okay. So again, it's funny because he's like deriding people who are missing the big picture, what they don't understand. Okay, well, here's what I see. I see Spite propping up a straw man, and he's taking cheap shots at it in the middle of this video, which he honestly could have done without. He never should have said these things. However, but since he brought it up, the real problem with electric motorcycles, I'm going to explain why there's an animated response to electric vehicles in general, not just motorcycles, but electric cars too. But first, let's just do some debunking. So I have an article that's archived, of course, from the New York Slimes, far leftist garbage rag New York Times. What is the Green New Deal? A climate proposal explained. I'm not going to go through all this because it's boring and who cares. However, when we get past Tom Cotton's stupid face, there's a little part right here that just completely destroys Spite's, little tirade. The resolution does call on the federal government to make investments in policies and projects that would eventually change the way we design buildings, travel, and eat. For example, cows, to reduce methane, a powerful greenhouse gas that cows and other livestock emit, which are farts. Those cow farts. It's basically just cow farts. The resolution proposes working collaboratively with farmers and ranchers in the United States to eliminate pollution and greenhouse gas emissions from the agricultural sector as much as is technologically feasible. So again, Spite says, oh, this isn't real. And he does a little dismissive, patting you on the head thing. Very, very douchey, by the way. Why would you do that? Why would you be that condescending? Again, what I see is a man who got into an argument with somebody and Spite lost. And he props up the straw man to take cheap shots at him. Clearly, Spite is ignorant because, again, the cow fart thing is real. It's not a joke. Again, this is the New York Slime reporting on it. But I got more. I have a lot more. I always come with receipts when I do these videos. I wouldn't want to disappoint. So this is, I honestly shouldn't have included this link, to be honest. So this is from USA Today. Electric cars aren't the climate change answer Joe Biden is selling you. So this just kind of lends credence to like a couple things that maybe Spite might have said. I don't remember. But what's important here, we're getting somewhere, guys, I promise. So President Biden, so at the very bottom, President Biden says $174 billion investment will help win the electric market. We don't need to win the electric vehicle market. What we need is clean air, clean water, and healthy communities. Electric cars should help, but they're not, at least nowhere near the extent proponents claim. This reality warrants acknowledgement, and public policy should reflect this reality. Yeah, so the author of this article is not very sympathetic. They also cite, other countries like Norway essentially doing the same thing. They've been subsidizing electric vehicles since the early 1990s. The result, just over 54% of all new car sales there are electric, a global record, and up from a mere 1% of the overall market a decade ago. And again, most of the people aren't even using these vehicles. Most of the citizens of Norway, they're not even using their electric cars. They're more like the electric vehicles are complementing, the family households rather than, this being a viable, primary car type situation. But again, we have more receipts because I just love beating a dead horse. So what do we got here? I apologize. Give me 1 second, you guys. I gotta get rid of that. Yeah, right here. Okay. So, this is the New York City's official government website, like nyc.gov. Action on global warming. New York City's Green New Deal. Now, I'm just beating a dead horse at this point, but Spite, why the hell would you say that the Green New Deal is not a thing? It is very clearly a thing. There's even like official Green New Deal nonsense on Congress's official government website, but we're not going to go there. So this is the East Coast. What about the West Coast? Ooh, you better believe I have something for the West Coast. Let's get rid of that. Right here. California's move to ban sales of new gasoline-fueled cars could spread to other states. In a historic vote in August, California regulators agreed to ban the sale of new gasoline-fueled cars by 2035. Because the state is the largest auto market in the U.S., the move could lead to a nationwide shift. But as Amna Nawaz reports, there are still many barriers to American drivers going fully electric. So this kind of goes, now that we're pretty much coming back to the video, the real problem with electric motorcycles, or just electric vehicles in general, it isn't, whether, the range is bad, or, they're too expensive, or, they're this or that. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. My God, nobody cares. But the electric vehicles symbolize something. It symbolizes the crushing of the working class citizens in the United States. It represents the total destruction of American families, the fiscally vulnerable, at the hands of rich globalists in the United States at the very least. At this point, the illegitimate regime has spent multiple trillions of dollars propping up electric vehicles, propping up the, charging stations, the electrical EV infrastructure. And I'm not going to benefit from this. You're probably not going to benefit from this. The majority of us, working class types, we're not going to benefit at all from this. These vehicles, these electric vehicles and these electric motorcycles, people like Spite and just many people in general. I'm not even trying to be facetious here or cheeky, but most people don't know how to look at these vehicles. The way they look at them is it's all wrong. These are luxury items. These are luxury vehicles. They are incredibly expensive. They're decked out with all this tech, and it's a massive convenience. If you're lucky enough, you have a home like I do, you can buy the little, charging station, install it in your house, mount it on the wall, and, plug it into a 220 volt outlet. Very easy. And it's very convenient. You never have to go to the gas station again. Hey, I want to do that. That sounds like a great deal. That sounds like a good idea. But am I going to plop down $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 on an entry-level electric vehicle? Hell no, I can't afford that. Am I going to buy a $8,000 low-end EV motorcycle? Absolutely not. That's insane. The Zero motorcycle company, they make excellent motorcycles, really, really cool electric vehicles, but they're kind of pricey. And by the time I pay the $8,000, I also got to pay for the transportation. I got to pay for the dealership fees. I got to pay for this. I got to pay for that. No. It's way too expensive. These vehicles are way too expensive. The poor, the struggling people, those living paycheck to paycheck, they can't afford this. However, they're paying for it. They pay for it every single day. I stated that the illegitimate regime passes these phony baloney budgets to the tune of a few $1 trillion each, and that inflates our currency. When the currency is inflated, it's inflation. everything goes up. The price of literally everything goes up. And when the price goes up, that it's a tax on the poor. Because this money isn't real. It's bullshit. We have to pay for it somehow. We pay through it through inflation. Or we'll pay for it through some bullshit tax. But the rich bitches of society, they can go ahead and purchase an electric vehicle because they had the money, and they're going to get $7,500 or $8,500 back because it's a tax incentive or a tax rebate. So that's literally cash back into their pocket. I'm paying for that. They don't have to worry about it because they're rich. But I'm not. I'm just a regular working class stiff. I do fucking electrical work. I build firearms. I literally ride a motorcycle, and I've been riding a motorcycle since I think 2020 or 2021. Because I literally was struggling to pay for gas. Gas was too expensive for my car. Granted, my car demands, premium gas only, but whatever. It's not my fault. I bought that thing a few years ago. No, not more than that, a while ago. So yeah, it's this. So when people see the electric vehicles, that the electric vehicles didn't do anything wrong. That's what Spite doesn't understand. But the electric vehicle represents greed, selfishness, cruelty, tyranny. That's literally what it is. This desperate attempt by the Democratic Party to control every aspect of our lives, and now we're seeing them wanting to get rid of the stoves and stuff or whatever. I'm not following any of that drama. I don't give a shit, and I have an electric stove anyways, and it works really well. So again, no shade at these electric vehicles, and maybe I was a little too harsh on Spite, but man, you come at this shit with you're copping a shit attitude, you're speaking nonsense. And you're in my fucking world, bitch. And, I ride a motorcycle. I've been riding a motorcycle for a little over a year now. And I ride a lot. I ride every single day. Well, maybe not right now because it's a little too cold. But I'm not Spite's corner. Spite has been on so many motorcycles. He knows people in the industry. He's done interviews with these people, podcasts, whatever. He's really, really knowledgeable and smart about motorcycles. If I were to say some nonsense about motorcycles that's not true, Spite's going to, smack me around. But, that's not what's happening here. He stepped into my fucking arena, and he's in my world now. And again, Spite's not the only person who's fucking gotten this treatment. The Yankee Marshal did the exact same thing, and now he's totally cowering and doesn't want to debate me. I'm still waiting for that debate, dude. Any day of the week, man. I'll fucking destroy you. So yeah, it's just disappointing because I really do like Spite. He's a really nice guy, especially after the Yammy Noob drama. Yammy Noob is a bastard. But why would you say these things, dude? They're just demonstrably not true. They are objectively false. Verifiably false. It takes 2 seconds to prove what you're saying is wrong. And again, I like Spite. Go subscribe to him if you like motorcycle content. But the political take, it seemed really personal. Like I said, I see Spite making this video when he's having this dialogue with us via this video. He's imagining somebody who fucking destroyed him in person in a debate, and it really chapped his ass. So again, he props up the straw man. He says all this silly shit, and it's very disappointing. But yeah, man, they're coming for the cars. I mean, could you imagine if they got rid of the cars right now? They banned the cars, the gasoline motorcycles, and what am I gonna do? I mean, maybe I'll be lucky enough. Actually, I know I won't, because there's going to be too much demand for anybody who's willing or able to purchase one of these high-end or very overly expensive electric vehicles or electric motorcycles. And not only that, dude, the electrical grid just can't support this. I live in the valley out here on the west, in Nevada, and when they did the phony baloney lockdowns because of the scamdemic, we everybody was at home for 3 or 4 months, and everybody was blasting the AC because it was in middle of March. They lock everything down. It gets super hot really quick, and people are blasting their AC. The grid cannot handle it. We were not able to handle it. There were brownouts, blackouts, the whole 9 yards, and now we're gonna add these charging stations all over the valley. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. It's not sustainable. This is not sustainable. People who talk about we need the Green New Revolution, the Green New Spiel, blah, blah, blah. They're insanely ignorant. And I don't know. I don't really know what, the Spite was going on about. You know, it's like, oh, well, they're not really that green. Yeah, dude, no shit. Yeah, you could read a fucking tech magazine. Yeah, you know, very, you know, again, it just he got this all wrong. Most people get this all wrong. You know, this is the future that we live in, you guys. They're gonna force us to have these shitty electric vehicles, and you know, listen to Scotty Kilmer. Listen to Scotty Kilmer. He absolutely fucking destroys those vehicles. He is the authority on this stuff. Super smart guy. Spite. I expect better from you, man. All right, so that's all I got, guys. Let me know what you think. Am I out of line here? Am I wrong? I mean, what's you know what? Again, I see the electric vehicle. In my opinion, it symbolizes our oppression. It really does. Look at this shit. They're gonna ban our gas vehicles over my dead body. I'm kidding. Not really though. But yeah. All right, I'm out. Peace.